Have you heard about soft coral? Or let me ask a simple question. What is the orange plant with thin branches and a small round disc at the bottom that we find washed up on the Sound? It looks like a plant, but it's actually an animal. It's a type of soft coral called a sea whip. It's an animal that looks like a plant. Sea whips vary in color. It can be orange, yellow, rust, white or purple. These marine animals exist as a colony consisting of a wire-like skeleton and several branches. They are made up of tiny marine invertebrates called polyps. As the polyps grow, they produce antipathorin, a concrete-like substance which forms a barrier around the animals, often with thorn-like structures covering the outer surface. They live and grow underwater, and the round disc at the bottom of their central stalk acts as a holdfast, attaching to solid objects where the whips spend their lives. Unlike hard corals, sea whips are flexible and sway gracefully in waves and currents. They are slow-growing, easily damaged, and especially vulnerable to damage by passive fishing gear. They feed on passing plankton by extending thousands of tiny polyps from minute pore-like openings visible on their branches. When found onshore, the polyps have withdrawn, and the sea whip resembles a colorful, leafless plant. Strong storms or constant battering can dislodge sea whips from their anchorage and deposit them on beaches. No long-term studies have been done to assess the population status of the colorful sea whip. However, this species commonly colonizes hard substrata and provides valuable habitat for many commercially and recreationally important fishes such as snapper, grouper, porgy and black sea bass. The colorful sea whip also serves as the home or prey for several specialized associates including the Atlantic wing oyster, brown barnacles, a tissue-feeding nudibranch and the shrimp. Let's look into some facts of sea whip. Habitat of sea whip attaches to rocks, reefs, pilings, shells, and other hard surfaces in shallow coastal waters. Size of sea whip, they can reach 3 feet in height. Food of sea whip, suspension feeder, animal that feeds on particles of organic matter that are suspended in water. Sea whip eats plankton. Breeding of sea whip, reproduces sexually by external fertilization. Planktonic larvae float for up to 20 days before settling on a hard surface. After attachment, the larvae morph into a form that more closely resembles the adult. Predators of sea whip, nudibranches and burrfish feed on sea whip. Interesting facts: sea whips are considered octocorals because they possess 8 tentacles on each polyp. On the coast, pieces of sea whip colonies often wash up on Georgia's beaches. The colored parts are recently dead, and the black parts are the sea whip skeleton. The colorful sea whip, Leptogorgia virgulata, is often mistaken by beachgoers for a tangle of cable or rope. Interesting.